BJ. Congratulations on winning the Young Alumni Award at Pembroke. We are so proud of you, so proud of the man you've become, so proud of what you're doing in your community and your leadership. Just being able to see you fulfill your dreams and follow your passion has been an absolute blessing. We know that this is only the beginning and we cannot wait to see what else the future has in store for you. We appreciate you, and once again, congratulations on your award.
Thank you so much, UNCP, for awarding me this great honor of this Alumni Award. I'm so appreciative. So much happened at UNCP. I was able to serve as the university president, joined my fraternity, was a resident advisor. I had lots of fun and learned a whole bunch. And, you know, what I majored in is what I'm doing now, political science. And so it's just been a fantastic experience, and I really appreciate the recognition. Thank you.
Congratulations, James, on this award, though it's very well deserved. We're so grateful to you for everything that you do for UNCP, whether it's promoting us in your classroom or now in your gym, the time you spent on our Chancellor's Club board, all of the things you've done for the university, including the scholarship that you started here. Your passion and love for UNCP is inspirational, and we're so proud of you and so grateful to you. Congratulations.
Thank you to Chancellor Cummings and the good people at UNC Pembroke. When the Chancellor called me to notify me of this award, I was surprised, but I am touched and feel greatly honored to be this year's recipient. Thank you.
I've had the privilege of knowing Matt Campbell for the past 15 years or so, before knowing much about UNC Pembroke and definitely before knowing that he was a graduate. Simply put, Matt Campbell is a credit to our university for how he carries himself, how he treats people, and how he selflessly invests his time and money in his community. I'm proud to be able to call him a friend, and Wendy and I are blessed to be able to call Mac and Sylvia mentors of ours. It's hard to imagine someone more deserving of this award. If you were to look up the definition of distinguished in Webster's, it says commanding great respect. Mac, thanks to your leadership, there are few families that command more respect in Eastern North Carolina than the Campbell family. Thank you and Sylvia for what you do, but more importantly for how you do it. I know you'll deflect all the credit, but this is your night, and I'm really happy that your great work is being recognized in this way. Congrats.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to receive this award tonight. It's certainly an honor to be recognized with this distinguished alumni award. I'm excited about the university, I always have been, and the small role I've been able to play. I look forward to the future, the growth of the university, and all the fine people who work here. We're very blessed to have such a great leadership throughout the university, and to be awarded with a special award like the Distinguished Alumni Award is really special. Thank you so much.
Iris Bethea, a two-time All-Conference selection for the Braves from 1991 to 1997, Iris Bethea scored nearly 1,700 points for the Braves over that stretch and currently ranks 4th on the program's all-time scoring list. Iris played in 94 games over her collegiate career and shot nearly 48% from the field and 73% from the free throw line, while also averaging 18.1 points, 7.3 rebounds, and 1.5 assists an outing. That included a junior campaign that saw her average 23.8 points per contest, while also chipping in 6.4 rebounds per game.
I stopped playing in 93, 94 when Coach Pitts left. I stopped playing because I actually took that personal. In fact, it's summertime, so I kind of got my feelings and I quit playing, got married, had a baby, came back and asked if I had another shot at basketball, and I got it. And to this day, it's like the utmost memories, the fact that they gave me another chance. When I go out there, I didn't go out there to score, but to do my best. And I remember so many exciting games. I remember a game, I think it was a conference tournament. And I can just remember, I can see it like yesterday, we forgot what side of the court. We didn't really, I think we just had a brain freeze, I guess. And then we forgot which side of the court we was on, and we was on the opposite side, and they went and they missed the layup about twice before we got down there. And I go down there and I actually get the rebound, put it back up and get fouled. And we actually win the game because of my free throws. So stuff like that is just exciting. And I often talk about it. You know, how you just don't give up. You know, you're looking out, you're in the gym, you're looking out, seeing who's gonna be the first family member come, and just so many memories. Being excited just playing college ball, given the opportunity, and family, my mom, my brother, that was always there. Just the fact that it hit a lot of memories today, because I just lost my biggest support family, my mom, my brother. So it was heartfelt, but I just toughened it up, because I remember waiting for them to come, show up, sit at maybe the second or third bench, and just doing my thing on the court. I have a daughter now playing, and the fact that I can look back and, wow, the decisions I made didn't affect who I am today. Actually made me a better person, a stronger person. And I'm able to tell the next person, don't make those decisions that I did. Don't take everything personal. And because I did and I learned from it, it's easy for me to swallow stuff that I don't like. So leadership is one of the biggest things that I took with me. And as a leader, there are times you're gonna have to suck it up.
Well, I coached Iris Bethea for 3 seasons, the 91-92 one. I was there for 10 years, and she was probably one of the 2 best local athletes that I coached while I was there. A very coachable player, and I would say she's one of those players that coaches dream of having. She had a great personality. She worked hard. There was no drama. She was an offensive threat. And she was going to score her points every night. She's one of those players that we had a play called "Give Iris the Ball and Get Out of Her Way." It was a very difficult transition from NAI to the Peach Belt Conference that we got into. It was very difficult. The level of talent doubled in every position, and so it was extremely important to get a player from the area, because that's always been a key for us. We always made that a key, that the local players make your program. And so to find somebody that I could keep in the area was just a big plus for us. I think probably for Iris, I would just say that she was such a well-rounded person in every area. She was a good student, a very conscientious person. She wanted to do the right things the right way. She didn't cut corners, and when you find those players that have those values but yet can still excel, that says a lot about their background, where they came from, and their aspirations. Well, and when you talk to Iris, you tell her I'm very proud of her. Congratulations.
Roger Carr, a 2-time NAIA All-America selection of the hardwood for the Braves. Roger Carr currently ranks 11th on the men's basketball program's all-time scoring list, with more than 1,500 points from 1979 to 1983. Carr transferred to then Pembroke State after playing in 24 games for East Carolina as a freshman in 1978-1979, and played in 75 games for the Braves over the next 3 seasons, while averaging 20.1 points and 9.1 rebounds per outing. Carr led the Braves to Carolina's conference titles as both a sophomore and a junior, and averaged more than 20 points per game in each of his last 2 collegiate campaigns as well.
I actually started out at East Carolina, where Coach Billy Lee, he was assistant coach at East Carolina. And toward about the end of the season, he came to me, he was talking to me, he said he's gonna make a coaching change. And he was going down to Pembroke, he was trying to get this head coaching job at Pembroke. So he said, if I get the head coaching job, you coming down there with me? I said, yeah, Coach, of course I'll come down there with you. So that summer, I was working on the stadium, and Coach Lee walked up and was talking. I'm like, Coach, how you doing? He had already left. He said, I got the head coaching job. You still coming down with me, aren't you? I said, yeah, I'm gonna come with you. So pretty much at that time, I sort of packed up, got everything straight, came to Pembroke. That was one of the most memorable ones with Coach Lee. Coach Lee, Coach Lee was he was a great coach. He was a Christian man. He always did everything pretty much fair and by the book. When you saw Coach Lee, he was always smiling. He was always inspirational to all our teammates and everybody. Probably in the Carolina Conference Championships, we were sort of halfway down, 5th or 6th place in the Carolina Conference Championship. I think that was when we was playing Catawba pretty much, and they was unbeatable almost. And we played them and beat them. Actually, we beat them twice. You know, nobody pretty much thought we had a chance to beat them, but we sort of took them out and played in the district. That was probably the most memorable time. One of the most proud things for me was the people that I met, and just the folks that was around me, the coaches, administration, teammates, all those folks that got me where I was. Well, it's a great honor to me, and for Pembroke basketball, it's a great feeling. I guess it's been a long time coming. It's just amazing. It's great. I mean, it's hard to explain.
Well, when I recruited Roger out of Garland High School, I was an assistant coach at East Carolina University, and I brought him in over there. And then 1 year later, I moved to the job at UNC Pembroke, and I was excited to do it, but the first thing that I knew we needed was a player like Roger Carr. Roger was 6'5", 230, and Roger was not getting the opportunities at East Carolina that he would like to, and I told him if he'd come to UNC Pembroke, play for us, he would have a successful career, and we were going to get him the ball because I knew he could score. The fans loved him, and he had this knack that we call block and tuck. I don't want to get too detailed, but when he caught the ball, you can catch it with one hand and then tuck it to the other, and you can hear it pop. And when Roger caught that ball in the low post, you could hear it pop, and it intimidated the opponents. One time out we came to where he told me, we had one possession left in the game, and he told me, he said, Coach, you make them give me the basketball. I want to take this last shot. And I said, well, if he wants to take this last shot, I'm going to give him the basketball. So we did, and he set it up, and not many people are that bold that they would do that. He shot 59%, which is unheard of from the floor, and averaged over 21 points a game for those 2 years that we won championships. But he also set up the next year's team to come in and win the championship and go to the NAIA playoffs. On behalf of the UNC Pembroke Nation, we appreciate Roger Carr. We congratulate you, Roger, on being selected in the Hall of Fame. We are grateful for all you've done for our university, and we want to say job well done. Bob McAvoy and myself had a great time coaching you.
Ray Nixon, a standout in the baseball diamond for the Braves during both the 1967 and 1968 campaigns. Ray Nixon turned in a perfect 8-0 record in just 9 appearances as a junior college newcomer, a mark that still stands as one of just 2 perfect seasons ever turned in by a pitcher in the 79-year history of the program. Nixon finished his career in the black and gold with a 15-1 record and an ERA hovering around just 1, and also tallied nearly 150 strikeouts over that stretch as well. Playing under the tutelage of both Ray Pennington in 1967 and Harold Elland in 1968, Nixon was a part of a program that registered a 47-12 record during his 2 seasons with the club.
Well, it was the best baseball team I ever played on. We had several we went on to play professional ball on that team. Mike Carruthers, probably the best hitter I ever seen. Ronnie Collins, one of the best ball players I ever seen. But just like all baseball teams, as far as pitching goes, you got to have good catchers. And we were blessed with 2 good catchers in Aaron Hicks and Greg Allen. I had a really good team behind me. I mean, that's the main thing. All I had to do was throw the ball. Most of them are baseball players and basketball players, but there are some other people too that I keep up with, and we're still good friends, still do a lot of stuff together, go to the beach together like we did when we were at Pembroke, and it's just I'm blessed to have those good friends. Well, I was surprised, and it's been a long time since I played there. You know, it's been 50 years, and I didn't ever think it would happen. I transferred from a junior college to Pembroke, so I only played 2 years at Pembroke. So I know that may have been one thing that held that back, but Ronnie Chavis was on the selection committee, and I played ball with Ronnie, so I'm sure that's one of the things that helped me. It means a lot. It's very few people get inducted, and I just feel blessed for that to happen.
First of all, Ray Nixon was a gentle giant. And anybody who saw him knows what I'm talking about, because he was a big man, 6'5", 235, 240. But he was a leader. He wasn't a vocal leader, but he was a leader in a very quiet way. And I didn't play with him his junior year, but I played with him his senior year, and he pitched all the big games, all the important games. And you know, coming from small high school as a kid who walked on at Pembroke State to play baseball, I didn't have the baseball pedigree that these guys did. So everything that Ray Nixon did that senior year, I tried to emulate that so I could learn from one of the best. But Ray, just watching him prepare himself and getting ready for the game, he didn't tense up. It didn't matter whether he never underestimated an opponent, because he just went out there and then having to play for Dr. Ray Pennington. Man, when he spoke, he was ready to play. That's just the way it was. We already put that down as a win, and it didn't matter who we were playing, but because we knew we were going to get a good game pitching for Ray. And Ray made one comment to me as a freshman. He said, "Ronnie, you remember this when you're playing for Pembroke. If you can keep the ball inside the park, you got a good chance of winning the game." The main thing that I'm so happy that I was able to play with him and know that he is in the Hall of Fame, and he's very deserving of the award.
Dr. Tommy Thompson. A regular in the halls of the English E. Jones Center for more than 30 years, Tommy Thompson served in a multitude of coaching roles for the Braves, including stints as assistant coach for both the baseball and softball teams. Thompson took over the reins of the volleyball program prior to the 1981 campaign and led the Black and Gold to 186 victories over the next 8 seasons, including Carolina's conference championships in both 1982 and 1983. A jack of all trades, the 1983 NAIA District and Carolina's Conference Coach of the Year, took over as the head coach of the women's tennis team in time for the 1988 season and showed 34 victories as skipper of the Braves by the end of the 1992 campaign. Thompson stepped out of the coaching realm following that to take over as the chair of UNCP's Health, Physical Education, and Recreation Department, a position he would serve in for more than 20 years before announcing his retirement in 2015.
Well, I had always wanted to get to the college level, and Dr. Ray Pennington gave me an opportunity. There was an opening, and he gave me an opportunity. And I took it, and I was very fortunate to be here 35 years, the last 35 years. Had some good years coaching. I enjoyed that. And one day I was sitting in the office, and Academic Affairs called, and they said, "Would you consider being the department chair?" And I said, "Heck no." I said it a little more forceful than that, but and they said, "Well, sleep on it tonight and just let me know tomorrow." And I went home, talked to the wife, and the wife said, you never know, you may want to just try it a little bit and see what happens. 28 years later, I was still there. They had not thrown me out the door, so, but those were good years as well. My 35 years here, very rewarding. I enjoyed every one of them. I had some good athletes. I was fortunate to have some good athletes. Dee Major, Barbara Green, Stephanie Willis, Lisa Dunaway, and I hesitate to name names because you always don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But I was fortunate to have good athletes. And there's a story behind the way I became the volleyball coach. I was sitting in my office one day, and the athletic director came in, and he said, literally, you're the new volleyball coach. Your budget is $2,000. Don't screw it up. And he walked out the door. True story. That's how I became the volleyball coach here. The athletic director walked in and said, we need a tennis coach and you're it. And literally that's a true story as well. So that's. But I also was assistant. I helped Coach Ellen in baseball, and I just enjoyed my years, all of my years here, but particularly the ones in coaching. I would be remiss if I didn't. This award has the coaching and the administration and the long hours. I would be remiss if I didn't mention my wife and my daughter, because coming along, I was away for so many hours. It was so demanding. Coaches' wives are very special people because coaches are their job is so demanding. And my daughter Catherine, finally the only way I could see her was I took her with me, and she sat on the bench when I was a volleyball coach, and there were a lot of good memories. But this honor it's very humbling. It just never occurred to me that I would be honored in this way.
The first thing, a lot of people probably don't realize what a fantastic teacher and coach he was. And I like to say that the number one reason why he had success was his preparation. You know, when you have an office across from somebody for 15 years, you kind of get to see all the nuances that they have. And the last 15 years that I spent as athletic director, Dr. Thompson was the chair of the HPR department, and he just was prepared for class. And that was what he did as a coach. I can remember very early as a basketball coach here at Pembroke seeing Tommy Thompson do plyometrics. I never even heard of it. Truly was what Pembroke, I think the core values are supposed to represent, a place where people can get that personalized instruction from a caring and very, very prepared professional. And Tommy Thompson epitomized that.
Richard Thompson, a 3-year standout of the baseball diamond from 1964 to 1966, Richard Thompson earned both NAIA All-District and NAIA All-America honors as a junior after leading the Braves with 8 home runs in just 32 games. A silky smooth second baseman, Pembroke State's teams flourished with Thompson in the lineup as the Greensboro native helped coach Ray Pennington compile a 63-20 record over his 3 seasons in the black and gold, including a 22-9 record in 1965 that was highlighted by an NAIA District 26 championship. Thompson made history in the midst of his junior season when he was drafted with the 59th pick of the 3rd round in the 1966 Major League Baseball draft, and eventually advanced all the way up to the AAA level of the Los Angeles Dodgers organization.
Well, first of all, I'd like to congratulate Richard on his induction into the Hall of Fame. Richard Thompson. Richard Thompson was a tremendous teammate. He was a very skilled person, very talented, very committed, very dedicated, and obviously he was a cut above as far as, like I say, talent. He always came to the games prepared. Very few mental errors, very few physical errors. He was ahead of his time in terms of his talent on the baseball field. Very quiet type of individual, but very, very, very efficient and effective. As far as a person's concerned, I guess when I think of Richard, I think of the word integrity. He was an individual of real high integrity, very honest person, very morally upright individual. I had never seen anybody that could turn a double play as smoothly and as efficiently and effectively as Richard Thompson. And I played baseball together, and we obviously went our separate ways when we graduated. But I would suspect that when he sits down and really soaks in the fact that he is now a member of this special fraternity, if you will, that it will mean an awful lot to him. But he would also probably internalize that the values that were instilled in him as a baseball player served him well over the years, and this is just one way of recognizing how they have helped him.
Phenomenal. Had the best set of hands to ever come out of Greensboro, North Carolina. And I don't know if you're privy to this or not, for many, many years, Pembroke State College was a lifeline for the athletes from Greensboro, North Carolina, Richard Thompson being one of them. Just a smooth fielding fellow, very polite, humble individual. As a matter of fact, he was so well thought of that the Los Angeles Dodgers took him as the 59th selection in the 1966 amateur draft. So that speaks volumes for Richard Thompson. Richard was an extremely good listener, okay? Not a loud, gregarious person by any means, polite, always one of the neatest people I believe I ever saw in my life. Never a thread out of place. Just a truly nice fellow. Oh my goodness. And let's give credit where credit is due. Let's thank Ray Pennington and Lacey Gain, because they were the originators of the Greensboro connection. Both of them taught and coached at Bessemer High School, and we had Elwood Baker, Roland Deaton, just the list goes on and on and on. But those were the stepping stones to the powerhouse that it is today. And we'll never lose sight of Tim Brayboys and Ronnie Chavis, because they were big contributors too. Those are two of the biggest ambassadors to this university that you have.